The comets and asteroids that we find near Earth, they tell us the history of how the solar system formed. So when we detected Oumuamua, this of course became this very unique opportunity to understand how distant planetary systems formed, where Oumuamua came from. And from that, we can maybe understand if those planetary systems are very similar to our own or very different. One peculiar aspect of Oumuamua is that it got accelerated as it went through our solar system in such a way that we cannot fully explain by gravitational attraction alone. Now, earlier this year, two researchers, they postulated that this might be due to hydrogen gas being released from its surface. And while that hydrogen gas releases, it gives the object a little bit of an extra push to accelerate it. Now, these researchers, they say that the hydrogen was formed in interstellar space by cosmic ray particles that interact with water ice that is trapped in Oumuamua. Now, to explain the acceleration, a massive amount of hydrogen gas is required. And I got a little bit skeptical if that can actually be formed under these conditions. So what I decided to do is create a chemical model of Oumuamua where we simulate the formation of hydrogen in its surface. Now, what I found there is that you can only form the large quantities of hydrogen that you need when this object is really old, probably as old as 1 billion years. And its ice, its subsurface composition needs to be very different and peculiar. It should contain large amounts of methanol and ammonia besides just water. Now, this would make Oumuamua a very chemically peculiar object that is very different from the water-dominated comets and asteroids that we see in our own solar system. Because Oumuamua is so unusual, we really need to think outside of the box to understand and explain its properties. This requires us to find really creative and new takes on chemistry and astronomy and physics, which we can then apply on other objects in our universe to understand those a little bit better as well. I think it's unlikely that Oumuamua is actually an alien spacecraft, but it is exciting to speculate about that possibility. Unfortunately, some astronomers have hijacked this debate for personal gain with unnuanced scientific work, and that's really a shame. Most of my research actually focuses on the icy moons in our solar system, such as Europa or Enceladus. And in the laboratory, I try to simulate their surfaces and understand the chemical processes that are taking place in their icy shells. Besides that, I also develop space instruments, such as the Origin space instrument, which hopefully will go to one of these icy moons in the near future to investigate the chemical composition on its surface and maybe find signs of life as well.